私の名はゼルダ姫。邪悪な力によって地下牢に閉じ込められています。勇者よ、早く立ち上がって。ハイラルが危ない。
The Legend of Zelda had a golden age in the 90s with Zelda's two biggest games, A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time. Both games became classic hits, with both games being top sellers for the consoles. It is fairly easy to say that there are no other games that can be as well done as Ocarina of Time and A Link to the Past. The games have wonderful storylines, and the music, made by composer Koji Kondo, is fantastic, making the games feel very dreamy and nostalgic. There are a few games in this golden age, however, that never get brought up a lot. There are the obvious crappy ones, like all the Zelda games that were released for the Philips CDI. But on today's episode of Lost Watch, we will be talking about the two Lost Zelda games that came out for the Broadcast Satellaview in Japan. This is Lost Watch. The Legend of Zelda is one of the best-selling Zelda games that has came out in the past few decades, selling over 6.5 million copies and becoming a hit classic on the NES. It became one of the greatest and most influential games of all time, even influencing the newest game in the franchise, Breath of the Wild, in many ways. So, a decade after the NES game came out, Nintendo and Saint Seiga had released an expanded version of this game with a few minor tweaks, called BS: The Legend of Zelda. Streamed in August of 1995, with reruns happening at the turn of the new year, this version of The Legend of Zelda had a ton of new ideas and gameplay mechanics that add to the original NES game and its formula. To start, one of the biggest changes over the NES version is the addition of voice acting and a CD quality soundtrack. This version was one of the games that were released under the SoundLink time slot, which meant that this game had CD quality music and even voice acting for the old man in Princess Zelda.
よく来た勇者よ。この地の者たちは皆お前が現れるのを待っておったのだ。ああ、驚かなくともよい。お前が星に導かれてこの地にやってくることは分かっておったのだ。
私の名はゼルダ姫。邪悪な力によって地下牢に閉じ込められています。勇者よ、早く立ち上がって。ハイラルが危ない。
Another change that was added to this game is the Zelda Clock. Since the game could only be streamed for 1 hour, Nintendo decided to add a clock to the game to make sure players knew how much time they had left in their game. Also due to the clock, the map has been minorly changed, and the dungeons have also been changed. Overall, this version of The Legend of Zelda is faithful to the NES, and the new features add to the original game to make it seem more fun and more fit on the SNES.
In the town whose name has been stolen, the hero has gone into a fortune teller's house. A golden bee is awaiting them, so the hero follows the bee to the back of the teller's house. A mysterious force pulls the hero away from the town and pulls the character into the world of Hyrule. Zelda and her aged companion Agina, brother of Sahasrara from A Link to the Past, find the character and revive him from his deadly fall. When the character is awoken, Zelda states that Link cannot be found, but they sense that the powerful force Ganon is taking over Hyrule once again. She states that the hero this time is you, and that it is your job to find the 8 ancient stone tablets in order to seal Ganon away once again.
Ancient Stone Tablets is the second and final Zelda game to come out for the Broadcast Satellaview. Being streamed from March to April of 1997, you could say that this game is A Link to the Past 1.5. Ancient Stone Tablets uses the same map as A Link to the Past, but the entire map is not fully unlocked until week 4, which means some dungeons won't be open until the next week. Don't worry about missing a dungeon either. If you miss a week, or you don't get to the end of the dungeon in the hour, it will lock you from going back into the dungeon, but will still give you all the items that you missed. One interesting event that doesn't happen in both BS Zelda and A Link to the Past is a mole. Yes, a mole. At certain times in the game, he would burrow out somewhere. The placement would change from week to week, and if the player found him, they would get 10,000 points. And if they found him again the next week, they could get a cave containing 6 chests full of rupees. Ancient Stone Tablets ends with the hero putting the Master Sword back in its pedestal to rest once more, and the hero returns back to the town whose name has been stolen, and Agina and Zelda walk back to the castle. Both BS Zelda and Ancient Stone Tablets are really great games. They were the first Zelda games on a Nintendo console to have live voice acting over the game, and showed that the original formula in both of their games can be changed to make it a much better playing experience. Hopefully, within the next few years, Nintendo will get a hold of these copies and put them online, or put them on their Nintendo Switch Online when SNES comes out. But if that doesn't happen, people have already made cartridges for both games, so we can still play them on their original hardware without the Broadcast Satellaview. Thank you so much, guys, for watching till the end of this episode of Lost Watch. Special thanks to E from Blockhead, because he did an amazing job on the voiceover at the beginning of part 2. His website and his Twitter are down in the description down below. Of course, the next episode of Lost Watch will hopefully be out in the next month or two. And it's not going to be gaming this time, so stay tuned.